as we keep on saying, today is the day. Summer break is officially over and kids all across Albuquerque are headed back to school this morning.
This means hopefully many of you went to bed early. You're waking up early and getting back on somewhat of a regular schedule. And once you have finally made it out the door and onto the school grounds, teachers say it's better to let the faculty take it from there.
Yes, get your child to class, but then wave goodbye and go. Let the teachers start. They've got to start that daily routine on the very first day of school. And if we've got 6 or 7 parents standing in the back of the room taking pictures and watching their little one, and we get it, and it is a very exciting time, but you got to let them go.
I am so guilty of that, but it is good advice. The teachers need to get on with their day. Now, if you really want to look out for the kiddos, make sure that the school has a way to get in touch with you if there is some sort of an issue, a problem, and remember to keep an eye out while in those school zones this morning. Well, this morning we are learning more about the shooting that ended deadly yesterday.
And this morning we now know more about what happened when Marcos Delgado shot and killed himself. It all started Friday. Police say Delgado killed his ex-girlfriend here near Vassar and Candelaria and shot and hurt 3 other women and a dog. Then late Monday night, APD's helicopter and undercover detectives followed up on a tip and spotted an SUV they say Delgado was in here near 12th and Candelaria. Right there, Delgado jumps out. Detectives say he fired a rifle at them. Police say Delgado took off running after that, then later killed himself. Neighbors heard those gunshots and expected the worst.
I lived here since I was little. I lived here since I was born, and it does seem to be getting worse. Yeah, it's kind of scary. It feels, it felt like the war zone in this neighborhood.
Now take a look at these two. Police say Rafael Reza and Josephine Bailey were in the SUV with Delgado. They were arrested on charges of harboring a fugitive. Well, the woman who police say tried to kidnap a 3-year-old boy and run over his father is still in jail this morning and could go in front of a judge today. The father says on Sunday here near McKinley Middle School, Melissa Martin grabbed his son as they finished up a walk. He couldn't run after her because of his prosthetic legs, so he jumped into his truck to chase her down. He says when he got out, Martin then got into his truck and gunned the engine and ran over one of his prosthetic legs. His son was not hurt. Police later found the truck and arrested Martin on a slew of charges. Martin's mother told police she has a mental illness.
2 New Mexico State police officers are being cleared of any wrongdoing in the deadly shooting of a man outside of Las Vegas. Back in May, state police officers Anthony Robinson and Jonathan Wright had to make a quick decision when they say Arsenio Lujan pointed a rifle at them at his house. District Attorney Richard Flores says in the eyes of the law, that was a threat of death or great bodily harm to the officers, and they were justified in shooting Lujan. Lujan had been fired from his maintenance position at the Las Vegas City Parks earlier that day. Well, an odd character showing up at a graveyard in Albuquerque is being called the Grim Reaper, the Angel of Death, Darth Vader. I mean, this is a strange situation.
And a lot of people are talking about this. This mystery man or woman is all over Facebook and social media. Take a look. The driver snapped photos of this figure Sunday night. This was at the San Jose Cemetery near Gibson and I-25. In the pictures, you can see a person right here dressed in a black cloak holding what looks like a bouquet of flowers. Witnesses say the figure caused a traffic jam on the interstate from people stopping to take a closer look. That's dangerous. The pictures have spread across Facebook very quickly, drawing hundreds of comments on the Inhabitants of Burque page. One person who saw it told us it was the strangest thing she has ever seen.
One guy said maybe it's seriously the angel of death. Just people were saying some weird stuff, but I mean, if you would have seen it, you would have, what the heck is that too?
No doubt about that. Now, some people who saw what was going on say police responded and took the person into custody, but APD has not confirmed that. Well, the state fair will be here soon, but some young equestrian competitors are reluctant to enter it this year because of what Expo New Mexico did to them last year. On special assignment last night, we talked with 2 horse show competitors, one 13 years old, the other 18. They say Expo owed them hundreds of dollars in winnings. The teens say some of the money is paid the day of the event. Other checks are cut within 2 months. That's the way it's supposed to be. But at the 2013 state fair, that did not happen. In some cases, it took nearly a year. Expo New Mexico's general manager says a contractor had hired used poor accounting practices, doling out the wrong amount for horse shows, and it's taken nearly a year for the state to pay everyone involved. Expo says 89 of the 200 winners' checks were flawed.
So where's the trust in a large organization, and what does this teach our children about who do you trust in paying your money out?
That's a good question. Here's another one. What has the state done to fix this problem? Try to make sure it doesn't happen this year. We'll tune in tonight to see the complete story on Special Assignment on 2 Casa at 9. You can also check it out anytime at krqe.com.
A toddler in San Miguel County is being treated for rabies after coming in contact with an infected bat. The Department of Health says this is the first report of a rabid animal in San Miguel County this year. The disease can be deadly, but health officials say the 3-year-old in this case should be fine. Rabid animals have also been reported in Bernalillo and Eddy counties. Well, first it was grasshoppers. Now there's a swarm of another kind hitting Albuquerque. Trees around the metro, primarily in the valley, are getting hit with an infestation of caterpillars called bagworms. Now, the pests feast on tree leaves, and they use them to basically build a protective cocoon. Well, Kit Carson Park is one of the hardest hit areas. A whole row of sycamore trees there either are bare or are browning. The city forester says while it looks bad, the trees should be okay.
Good news is that it's not going to kill the trees. It makes them ugly, but leaves are the most expendable part of a tree. Aesthetically, they're ugly. I won't deny that, but they're not fatally ugly.
All right, not fatally ugly. There's a close-up shot of one little sucker. So right now, the city can't do much about the pests. This late in the season, bagworms aren't typically susceptible to pesticides, but the city will spray next May to keep the bagworms away, at least try to keep them away.